Spend 1 year in job, spend 2 years in job, know yourself a little bit, see how you are in a professional environment, then go for a master's. Only when you know what to do from your second or let's say third year onwards in your master's degree, then only apply for a master's degree. My name is Soumya Basu. So, born and brought up in Calcutta, raised by Bengali parents, and pretty much in a boys' school. The life of a very typical Bengali boy. And like a typical Bengali boy, I moved to a private engineering college called Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology in Odisha. And there I selected a very typical engineering stream called uh, electronics and telecommunication, which most people have been taken all over India. And I ventured in different places throughout my engineering college, apart from doing engineering. And I got into an activity called Model United Nations. And I did a lot of Model United Nations. I don't know if Indian people are seeing it, like they probably might recognize my name in the MUN circuit. Done a good substantial number of MUNs over a period of 7 to 8 years throughout India. And then as it changed through Model United Nations, right now, we'll talk about it more. But right now, I'm presently in the beautiful city of Kyoto, Japan, studying in Kyoto University. I am in the field of research, going on with a master's thesis in energy science. On the first day of the job, I got to know what the job was. And on the second day of the job, I started looking for scholarships. And the reason for that is, I sort of got the feeling that this will be a job which will tie you down to a chair and it won't give you any freedom whatsoever. It had money. Yes, it had money. But freedom, expression, I don't know if I had a talent or anything, but I was good in Model United Nations. I'm not saying Model United Nations is an activity which one should excel in. But you have a certain niche which you understand about yourself. I was understanding something about myself while doing it. And I for sure knew that this corporate life, being a manager here, being an assistant general manager, being a vice president, being a president, being a senior vice president, whatever, is not going to give me that freedom. I'll ultimately have to talk to clients on whose whim I have to work on. That is what I did not want. I wanted something where I can have my entire freedom of expression. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I don't even know how to quote it, the field of research till now has been very grateful to me. And I just ended up here right now. And I started applying for the very usual colleges one by one. TU Delft, Netherlands. Imperial College, London. Sciences Po, Paris. Wageningen University, Netherlands. TU Berlin, I applied there. I applied for a university called Kiel University in the United Kingdom as well. And then I sort of wanted to apply in Asia as well, like you said. So I applied in NUS as well, National University of Singapore. I applied in Monash University, Malaysia. But then I said that this was the thing. I wanted to do energy more, energy sciences per se, more than environment, or rather a niche within the environment aspect of it. And I searched the colleges one by one on the list. And suddenly this college pops up out of nowhere, Kyoto University, one of the top colleges, meant for its research. And when they said research, I was like, this seems a little bit different. Let's see, let's go to their website and stuff. I went to their website. And frankly, I'll tell you, the only reason for me to select Kyoto University, the tuition fees in Japan is lesser than the per year MBA fees of any MBA college in India. In Indian currency, the tuition fees for any public university in Japan is 3.5 lakhs per annum at the present rate of conversion. which was frankly very less. Of course, the standard of living is very high, but I sort of figured it out that if I don't even have a scholarship at the end of the day, then this might be a very good opportunity to go. Like, I just might pull this through. All the other colleges have just the SOP and your TOEFL IELTS score. That's it. For Kyoto University, the TOEFL IELTS score and the SOP were just the first stage. The second stage was a face-to-face interview. And the number of seats in Kyoto University per year intake for this course is just 10. To come to the interview, it was the weirdest interview of my life. And the most serene interview. You know why? Because that was the first interview ever in my life. I have given the Young India Fellowship interview as well. And even there, they ask you questions which probably require a little bit of memory. And of course, all job interviews ask questions from your memory. It's like, what is this code, whatever. Not a single question was asked in this interview which required memory. You know what they asked me? They asked me, what do you want to research in? That's it. That's what they asked. I said solar energy. The next question was, you want to research about solar energy? Fine. Do you know what is the main problems of solar energy? Then I said, because solar energy is very available and their efficiency is very less. And now that I talked about efficiency, they asked me a first technical question. What is the commercial efficiency? This is Wikipedia level information. So that's it. That's all they asked. What I understood was, what I took away from that interview was, after I got selected and after I came here and asked the professor myself, in that interview, they don't look for students who are over the top in academics. You can be over the top in academics. You can have an idea like a perpetual motion machine. Like, for example, a perpetual motion machine is something which doesn't stop and produce energy from it. You can have a mathematical idea about it. If somebody describes that and gives them the mathematics in the interview and gives an Einstein level interview, which can impress, forgive my language, the ass out of any company personnel in India, you will get rejected in Kyoto University. Then and there. They require something which is doable. They require something which is practical. And they just see how much connected to the world you are. That's the only thing that they see. And they want to see your motivation. So if people want to come to Japan, they have to apply for a scholarship a year before. That is a year before in May, for something called the MEXT scholarship, which is available from the Japanese embassy. It's a very long drawn process, but that's a very nice scholarship, which does not only cover your tuition fees, but gives you a monthly stipend as well. Very handsome stipend if you convert it to Indian currency, about 1,20,000 per month in currency. So you don't have to spend a penny of your own if you get that scholarship. I missed that because it's in May. I started my application in December. So I had missed that, of course. I did not even know that existed. I got to know that existed after I got my exam. And Kyoto University's acceptance has come. For me, it was like no scholarship was in hand. One scholarship did come to me. That was called a Panasonic scholarship. So I applied for the Panasonic scholarship, where the university invites you to apply, which means you can't apply it on your own. In Japan, this system is there, where the university will invite you to apply for a certain scholarship, where after you get selected, the university will send you their application procedure and stuff. So I applied for that, all of that. I applied for multiple loans. I ran to the bank every day for 45 days straight in Calcutta, in Gurgaon. In my job, I got scolded from my job. They told me that they won't relieve me if I don't stay on my job properly. They made my life hell. I went to the bank for 45 days. My loan wasn't granted. Why? Because both my parents have retired. There is no guarantee that the loan will come back to them. The loan wasn't there with me. We have two houses. My mom sold one of the houses. My dad is a little bit he's a little sick, so I don't want to disclose that. So my mom handles all of that. So she sold the house for me. Can I take that debt? Here, people will come. Do they want to take that debt on their shoulders? For most people, the answer is no. I also did not want to, but I wanted this. I wanted this master's degree. And then I boarded the flight to Japan on the day of Mahalaya, just before Durga Puja, like 10 days before this year. I boarded the flight to Japan. Came here. My mom's money and the little bit of saving which I have, my only support. 10 days after coming here, the scholarship sent me a mail that there was error in considering your application. You are now selected for the Panasonic scholarship, which is covering my tuition fees as well as giving me a monthly stipend of close to about 80,000 per month. In Japan, it struck me it was absolutely different from even Europe. Forget India. The courses matter in a master's degree, but they're just 1/3 of my master's degree, my subject, the classroom course. Now I am almost 60% done with my master's degree in the amount of time, and all my courses are done. I do not have any more classroom courses. I do not have any more Zoom meetings. Why? Because in Japan, the thing that is most important, even in master's degree, in most places, or specifically in the sciences or the scientific places, not MBA, not law, it's the sciences, I'm only talking about sciences here, is the research. It's not like India. Companies don't come to college to give you placements. So it's with almost every country out there. People have to go out and look for or hunt for jobs. That's called job hunting per se. Because ultimately, when you do a master's in a research field, and if you want to remain in academia, we all know that a PhD is imminent. A PhD will happen. And after a PhD happens, we all know what the trajectory is. The trajectory becomes very different. But for an engineering student to come here, if he likes the research field, if he likes research, then he should go into academia. If he doesn't like research, but he's still here, then he should learn the language of the place that he is in. And that's it. He can land an enormous, he can land a 3.5 lakh job per month in Japan instead of a per annum job if he just has the proficiency in that language. That's it. I always tell any 3rd or 4th year students, get a job first. Definitely get a job first. Get a placement first. If you are specifically, if I'm talking to an engineering audience in a private engineering college, get a job. Whatever the job is, get it. Why getting a job? Because that is the cushion. If everything else fails, fall back on that cushion. So you need to ensure a cushion so that you don't fall on a bloody heap of concrete and break your back. You need the cushion first. Job is the cushion. That's the first thing. Third year students, if you love something or you have come to love something, be it dramatics, be it music, be it debating, be it quiz, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it without compromising your grades. Definitely. As much as you can, keep on doing it. Love it, what you're doing. 4th year students, get the job. After getting the job, if you have thought about your master's for at least 2 years, and you know specifically that this is going to be the master's and it is not an idea injected by a random relative or a random senior 6 months before in your head, do not go for that master's. It's a red alert warning. Do not go for that master's right now. Spend 1 year in job, spend 2 years in job, know yourself a little bit, see how you are in a professional environment, then go for the master's. Only when you know what to do from your 2nd or let's say 3rd year onwards in your master's degree, then only apply for a master's.